And as the man in my headpiece says, three, two, one. And we better be here by now. Okay, everybody, welcome to Metaworld News. This is our highlights for the week ending the something of October. Checked it a minute ago, 14th, I believe. Right,
Excellent.
14th of October of the year, something 2018. Yes, we'll get there in the end. And yeah, highlights they be. Right, before I start, I should say that most of these highlights are culled from my Twitter feed, which you can find at twitter.com/Malburns, or one word, Malburns. In real life, that is two words, but go figure. And we also have a stream for this show, which is twitter.com/. Metaworld News. Once again, all one word. Now, my feed really considers all sort of things VR in relation to human computer interfacing, really, of which the 3D spaces are a principal interest. I do not post links to every single model of headset contraption that comes out or the reviews of such. It's just a general overview of what's going on. And the Metaworld news feed that goes with this show is actually more to do with links to events and stuff happening with inhabited virtual spaces, the likes of OpenSim, High Fidelity, Science Space, and occasionally other places like Space VR, VR Chat, and even now and again the old Second Life place. Although there's a second feed, Malburn's Writer, which is dedicated to machinima and arts and Second Life so and so's as well. So I'm swamping you with information. Anyway, down to the news now. We're also experimenting with a secondary feed today. James can probably just show it you very quickly. At the moment, it's got the picture that goes with my first headline piece for today.
Hmm.
And if it's working properly, you simply see a headline saying VR support for No Man's Sky is being considered by the developer. Which was a post from earlier today. No Man's Sky is an interesting platform. You can do it via Steam and various things on PCs. And Hello Games, who actually do it, haven't actually got a headset version yet, but they're actually have just announced they're going to be considering that. Tying in with this, there's another article I read in the week, which we may get back to if it's on my list here, which was an editorial actually saying that some of these vast games or even vast virtual worlds may be that are becoming their own undoing. The theory being, you can have a game which has got a billion planets in it and it's organically all generated, so there's forever more planets to explore. But nobody's lifetime has got time to explore all those planets. And the idea really is for you to colonize one planet and meet with your friends there and sort of do stuff and then have sort of excursions. It's a bit like having a home grid on the hypergrid and jumping to events around the hypergrid. But you're getting these games that are so vast that no user can ever adequately explore them. And it may be becoming a watered down and non-captivating experience simply because users are being swamped by the sheer size of what they're being thrown into and are therefore having very difficulty locating friends, meeting with them and stuff. I mean, you know, how do you meet your best friend when they could be anywhere in the, the multi-beta universal, metaversal, that's so big. Anyway, that's
Indeed.
beside the point. So anyway, that article there, the picture you're actually seeing here is from roadvr.com. That's where you want to go to read the article. It's written by Ben Lang. Now, also slightly more recent than that, a post here at VR Scout. During the week, the Leap, LEAP, which has nothing to do with Leap Motion. It has more to do with Magic Leap. They've had their inaugural developer conference showcasing headsets and stuff, and bloodthirsty robots, augmented board games, life-size space mechs were just a few on offering at the inaugural conference held earlier in downtown LA. Two-day conference offers visitors a chance to check out a myriad of up-and-coming experience updates, etc., etc., etc. You can find that post at vrscout.com. Now I'm going to go the usual way here. No, I'm not. I'm going to stay as I am. And my next post comes from a site called Gizmodo.com, Gizmodo.com. Somebody called Brian Merchant is really writing against a trend here. The article is called The Magic Leap Con. And the con here is not short for the convention I was just mentioning. It's short for the pros and cons or the fraud or something. This guy really does not think uh, he quotes Roni Abovitz as the CEO of Magic Leap, how he was standing awkwardly on the stage surrounded by hundreds of attendees, blah, blah, blah. But this is very much a critical blog. So you can find that at Gizmodo.com. There's two sides to every argument. So I think it's only fair that news or not news, we bring it, we point you in the direction of both. Right, for some strange reason, there is a highlight here called Simploring, which is actually a Second Life link. It's obviously got to the wrong feed by mistake. Right, open world video games are getting too big for their own good. This is a post you'll find at digitaltrends.com. And while we're doing that, I need to locate the way out of what I'm in. Oh dear. I had this figured out a second ago.
Too many windows.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to move back to the point of getting um, there we are. We're at the top. No, that's the top page of that, isn't it? Where's my top page gone? I can't see the icon for Flipboard. This is oh, I see. I know what I've done. Right. Okay. So yes, this is my next one. So as I'm talking, I'm putting the front page of this link on the side screen, so to speak. This is posted at digitaltrends.com. Open world video games are getting too big for their own good. This is the one I've just been quite literally talking about. The illustration, well, it looks big, but it certainly doesn't look big in the way the critique here was portraying it. But Gabe Gerwin, anyway, has some comments about the size, should we say, of these things. Right, moving on here. It's been funny reading from two screens at once. So, hello to Mika, Magic Leap's Mixed Reality AI. Okay, this is a post at another good site, digitalbodies.net. So that's digital and then bodies, as in human bodies, but it's all one word, digitalbodies.net. Emery Craig introduces us to an AI character. In other words, it's a sort of artificial intelligent avatar called Mika in Magic Leap's mixed reality section. And uploadvr.com also has what they claim to be the very first interview, proper interview with Magic Leap's CEO, Roni Abovitz. He did obviously give a keynote in the week, and they appear to think they've got him for an exclusive. Right, 3 days ago now, this actually is a post by Adam Frisby, who's the CEO of SciencePace, but it's also one of the founders of OpenSim. And he's posted on hypergridbusiness.com, Maria Karloff's site, former site. And the post is called What I Learned About Virtual Worlds by Helping Found OpenSim. So he's doing a little bit of a look back here. Obviously things he learned as the founders of OpenSim, which is the platform we're broadcasting to you on, as a matter of fact, and presumably how those things he found out sort of interlink with his activities with ScienceBase. Now it's not a hugely long article; it's a very interesting one, but it's not hugely long. One imagines actually he could write a book with the same title, or somebody could write a book with the same title. But very interesting nonetheless. And Adam is still quite active all over the place, even though he's running ScienceBase. He seems to be present in every other Discord channel I can think of, and most of the world's too. Okay, next post is axel.org. That's axel.org. And this is a post about the hidden dangers of virtual worlds. Yes, I'm afraid if you're looking for what we call it, the evangelist here, you don't always get links that qualify as evangelism. Always good to look at the dangers. I mean, really, really, would you have allowed motor cars to be illegal if you, back in the turn of the 19th, 20th century, if you knew what was in store? Right. So the hidden dangers of virtual worlds, axel.org, and well, technical sort of stuff. Interesting read there. Okay, 5 days ago here, by the look of it. The future of VR is not moving chairs in movie theaters. This is another post from digitalbodies.net. And movie tie-ins are a quick win for generating content in virtuality, but you won't find the future of VR in these kind of experience. And they're going on about well. Let me just close one window here and see if I can open another for you on our slide screen. Hopefully, you're not actually watching me at the moment to see what a mess I'm making of things.
Not at all.
Here we are. Here we are. I'm opening it up now, and oh, that's interesting. The picture that's at the top of the news thing is not showing up. Oh yes, here we are. Um, okay. There's nothing. Okay. If James if James wants to slip through to the other side, one of the pictures on this blog, sitting through the future of VR, it's not quite as bad as that one where there's about 1,000 people sitting like this with Mark Zuckerberg walking
Right,
down the
right.
aisle. The only person who's not wearing it. Um, but this is well, an example of the thing they're criticising here. So how butchers and then
Nice
we'll
red
switch back.
chairs.
Yes, they do. They look like chairs we got here actually,
Yeah,
but they're
yeah.
sort of rounded, half circle, lopsided. Gay, well, they're not really gay. Who knows? Yes, yes, they look like something out of the virtual world.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, those, quite frankly, none of those people in the chairs look remotely. um, um, they just look like they're lying there dead. It's not exactly an advert for interactivity, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, further up. Okay, we can forget that
Mm-hmm.
side screen for the moment. What sparked the thought of this blog was the news that Universal Pictures are releasing a promotional video experience tied to the movie First Man. And well,
Hmm.
um, more that was more about that, but I'm not interested in this really. So let's move on. Podcast wise, voicesofvr.com, plenty of those coming up. Number 703, about 5 days ago, the hierarchy of being embodiment in virtual reality. This is talking with a couple of Oculus employers and things. If you, yeah, Voices VR is getting in. How should I say? It's always very interesting, but it's getting there are so many podcasts now with such a wide brief. It almost feels a bit indulgent, though. But on the other hand, they're good podcasts, so quite an amazing resource of wide-ranging topics there. Okay, back to 3 days ago, Magic Leap again. They are planning to launch Avatar Chat next month, and they will include developer tools to create multi-user apps. Now, the thing you have to remember about Magic Leap is that their headset at the moment is like a beta headset for developers, and it costs an absolute fortune. So one has to take some of these things they're bringing online with a pinch of salt, because the only people that really will better get to them are developers, and who can maybe do things with them to make them a bit more usable when the time comes for a more usable Magic Leap headset, I guess. Right, where are we again? There's a lot of all this is Devi sort of technical stuff. Somebody is making a Portal clone. I think Portal is the Facebook thing on Valve or something.
It could be a
Um, uh,
game too, a video game called Portal.
oh yeah, right. Valve hasn't created official ports of Portal and Portal 2. One of the greatest travesties of modern. Is that right? One of the greatest travesties of modern virtual reality technology. If anything would be a perfect fit, blah blah blah. Well, yeah. Then apparently somebody is making a clone of Portal to work with virtual reality. So now you presumably you'll be able to play this on the screen, or if you're really addicted to what is one of the greatest travesties of modern VR, you'll now be able to enjoy that travesty in the headset. Yes, how
Hmm.
very interesting. Well, everybody's got opinions. Right, how far? 6 days. Okay. Cap Gemini bets AR and VR will go mainstream in 3 years, with the US and China as the most aggressive investors. You'll find more about that, strictly the text about investment. Virtual reality news.net. So virtual reality words, but all one word, dash news.net. And yeah, that speaks for itself, really. Um, 6 days ago, Nintendo Life, yee! Nintendolife.com. Um, this is just intriguing, and you can actually tell from the guy in this photo's hairstyle. Actually, his let's see if we can get him up here to show you the poor guy's hairstyle. Yes, here he is. Can't resist, can't resist. So just give me a tick, and yeah, James's screen now has a close up of the photo. Basically, this post is the Power Glove, which was a Nintendo thing. Ah, the Power Glove was way ahead of its time, according to one of the men behind it.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, this was a goodly long while ago, but it rather looks like the sort of thing that we might be presenting on this news as something just newly invented. But in fact, as you can see down here, there's a video. I'm not going to play it to you, but the story of the Nintendo Bag Glove. Live on YouTube, if you want to dig out where that is. Okay, getting back to me, as it were. What will it take for location-based VR to succeed? This is kind of out of the home VR. The sort of instead of going into an arcade place with a arcade machine of the old-fashioned thing, you can now the idea is now you go into an arcade place where you get a private room or a room to go into with friends, and it's room scale VR. The question is, from this article, is what will it take for location-based VR to succeed? And they attempt to answer the question at the site, which is uploadvr.com. And that particular article is written by well-known journalist in the VR field, Alice Bonasio. Right, Varjo, VARJO raises 31 million US dollars to further develop their bionic display headset. Yes, I told you we don't come in new headsets here. Not that this has even happened yet, but they have raised 31 million US dollars to develop it. It actually the schematic looks like any old headset, so go figure. But apparently this is a bionic one. So you want to read more about that, go to road2vr.com where Ben Lang is reporting. Also, if you just like VR experiences that aren't related to Wills or anything, vrscout.com has an article on the BBC's piece called the 1943 Berlin Blitz. It's shown at the Venice Film Festival, and it has been apparently released or is about to be released in a few other places, probably the Oculus Go as well. A lot of the BBC stuff is there. Um, anyway, it's meant to be scary as hell, but I would have thought if they wanted to get the message home, they would have had the London Blitz. But this is interestingly the Berlin Blitz, which was towards the end of the Second World War, where I guess Britain and its allies got the upper hand, and so we did to Berlin what they'd already done to London, and that's the experience. So go figure. If you want to go back in time to all that stuff, history, I suppose. Right. Um, okay. Avatarfest.net. Sorry, I've just seen. I've got a bit of an interruption here from a new Twitter account that's got ingested into my feed, and it's unwanted, but I'll have to take care of that later. Right. Yep, I think we're okay for that. So, I'm flipping out here, so to speak. And on my other screen that you can't see, I'm also going to disappear, I think. This should go me to the home. Oh, no, no, no. Where is my home page here? Okay. I think I've come really, really unstuck now.
Oh,
I'm not quite sure where I should. Oh, no. Yeah, my tweets, but it's not back. That's it. No, back. Okay. Sorry, James can see what I'm doing. Hopefully, none of you can.
nope, not sharing this part of it.
Right. Okay. We have got somewhere here now, and I'm switching to the our Metaworld Twitter stream, and I'm just going down the posts we've got here. Um, Still up in front of me. The latest load test hits 423. Yeah, that was the last load test at high fidelity. This post is actually only 2 days old from High Fidelity's blog, though in fact, of course, it's 9 days ago, I think, when the load test actually happened. Also at Hypergrid, I think it's a Hypergrid business. I'm going to double check this out. I'm going to open this one and I will cue James if there's anything interesting. Yeah, this was Maria Carlos' post. It's a hypergrid business. We might as well show you a picture just for the hell of it.
Okay.
A load of avatars hanging around, really. But basically, this will be discussed a bit later on in our In World Review show a little bit. Basically, Google Plus announced the end of themselves this week, and everybody's been running around trying to find places to go to replace Google Plus. I still think Discord can be configured in a way that will work, but one of the very popular ones I have joined up with is called Me. That's me as in me, and we as in if there was more than one of me, if that makes sense. MeWe, yes. We'll come to that in a bit. Anyway, this post is simply that various community leaders are evaluating the plus alternatives to Google Plus, and I'm just scrolling down there. You can see it's all very boring stuff to read, but it includes Discord, Friendica, which doesn't really work, Mastodon, which is too limited, Discord, as I say, fine. Don't know about Diaspora, and Reddit is well known, but hardly up to the job, I would have thought. So we will go a bit more with that. Okay, I think we can come back to our avatar headshot now.
Yep.
That's a really boring post, really, when you actually look at it.
Well, important
Um,
topic though.
yeah, on topic, we have another one from Metaverse Traveller, which I think is Tyler Adam here. Where to now for OpenSim? She's got a quite uh, big lot of stuff there, but I don't think we'll broadcast that to you. Pretty picture, but nothing much more. Um, yep, and oh, there have been two pieces about well, not just about Art Blue, but the Biennale in Metropolis, OpenSim. Um, Both of these are posted by somebody called River Pearl. That's an avatar name. She's normally, she or he, I should say, is normally in Second Life, but go figure. Um, and yep, let me better do a bit of a double checking here to give you the link to it. Some things are not always ready for us. Here we go. Okay, the site is called millionhappyendings.wordpress.com. So the first bit is all one word, million happy endings. No spaces at all, just a big stream of letters. .wordpress.com. And there's a part one and a part two of this um, article. Lots of photos, of course, most of them being pictures of the artist's cubes at the Biennale, well, expo, I suppose is the best word for it. Okay, 4 days ago, I've got a link to blog.sign.space. This is SciSpace blogs. That is simply the release notes for a new viewer release, which is, uh, guess what, 2018.9b28 release candidate. and listed their full changes. If you're into Science Space, you might want to read about the changes there to the viewer. And yep, I think we covered this before. It was about a week ago. It's a post to Hypergrid Business again, written by Valerie Hill, Val Librarian, as she's often known, about the virtual library, which is opening up two branches in OpenSim. One is at the Rockcliffe University region in the Avacon grid, and the other is on Kitely, and I believe it's in a region called Kuki. No, Cookie, spelled with a C. Sorry, not Cookie. Yeah, Cookie, I think is. um, so two different versions of the library. They're not duplicating each other. Each of the libraries will have slightly different functions, and I believe the one on the Rockcliffe region will be focused on hypergrid type um, 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 documentation, for want of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of another word for it. Okie doke. So I think I got to everything I needed to get to there. I'm going to quickly open up one more post, which will show me whatever there has been on Google Plus this week. Um, People are moving very, very quickly. We do have a video over um, on Google Plus published by LF Grid, which is a Littlefield Grid. In fact, they're having a Halloween season, and they've done a video about it. Um, and no, back to last week's show for me here. So that actually is about it. But since we have our new thingy up, I'm going to do a little experiment here. No, hopefully you're not looking at that one. Um, leave site. Yeah, changes may not be saved. Don't know what all that's about. Right, what was? Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Okay, now I mentioned that a lot of people are moving on from Google Plus to. In fact, I've got a better idea here. Right, I'm showing my screen now. You're only seeing a bit of it, but basically we're looking at the interface to Google Plus, and as you can see, it shows various posts from various groups. And if I click 9 new posts at the top here, it's showing me. Oh, that's a bit old. Right, other new posts coming in. They're not all OpenSim here. It's people are posting, and I'm following the groups or the individuals on Google Plus. And basically, Google have not really made a success of this, and they've now announced that partly because there was a bit of a leak to do with data as well, that they will be closing this down. Though apparently they won't be closing it down until about another 10 months. So there's not actually any real urgency here, but I guess it's just people. They've been. Sorry, you can see I'm just getting rid of my messages. So they've been a lot of people have just been rushing to get set up elsewhere. And I did mention there was talk about Discord and various other things. But one of the favorites is the one I'm going to flip to now. And it's called MeWe. Now, this is my home. And as you can see, it's a similar thing. People's posts are appearing, including the obligatory posts that have nothing to do with the metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
People will start using it for other things, and so most of the stuff I'm getting here is to do with OpenSim and the metaverse at the moment. And a lot of the major Google Plus groups are here, as you can see at the side. OpenSim Virtual has started here. Hypergrid Travelers, Open Metaverse, Adult Metaverse. That's one of Noah Malone's side things. Not always safe for work, as they say. And her main one, Metaverse Authors. Open Simulator. Huh, can't see the full name of it. Right. Dreamscape. Yeah, that's the one to do with for Fredericks' thing. OpenSim Virtual. Now there are two. The lower one here actually, I suspect, will disappear eventually when they can get rid of it. They made a mistake with the configuring it. So the
Mm-hmm.
one at the top here is the more open one. And as you can see, this is showing me chats. So it's showing me the various groups first, and then the individuals below that. I can actually switch to a tab that is focused on all my chats. And you can see them here. I'm not going to do too much scrolling. It's some aspects are private, I suspect. So let me move. Let me urgently move on to another tab. Come on. There we are. Groups. 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 Oh, it's been a bit slow, isn't it? It obviously doesn't like being streamed. There you go. And then you've got another one of groups. And what I actually find here is if I go to, say, Metaverse Authors, a group here like that, I can click on a tab here and see all the members of that group. And I know this is a Metaverse group, so I can see all these people that obviously know Nara and have joined the authors group. And if I want to add them as a personal contact so that I get their notices, then I simply click add contact and the tick shows the ones that I've already got. So, and no, it looks different from Google Plus, but it sort of acts a bit similarly. And my gut feeling is that outside of Discord, at least, this will be the thing that may take off there.
Well, I've not looked
And
at it, but just seeing your screenshot, I see that there's an events tab, uh,
oh
and that was
yes,
something that was taken away from Google Groups or Google Plus. That was really frustrating. So that might be
right.
a win for this site.
Very good point. I'm
Yeah.
actually going to go to back to the home tab, and as you can see, I've got one notice there. That's I read that already. Why is it still there? Um, Somebody has accepted a request from me, so that's good. Right now, looking for. Oh yeah, there's an events tab at the very top. That's it. Um, yep, and I don't have any. I presume people can post an event from a group into somebody from a group into an event, or maybe I d- m- I don't know. This is all very new. I mean, we've all
Indeed.
been there
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
3 days, so that may be something I need to explore a wee bit more, as it were. Right, it's just hello. Hello, there we are. Right. Okay, I'm going to move my frame here as well. I'll just to show you what's going on here. This is the other alternative, which is an app called Discord. And as you can see, I'm connected with James here. It's highlighted because it's this call that is actually broadcasting our sound for this program. But I have a group here which is called Hypergrid Explorers and Creators. And we have various channels. As you can see, there's a channel for the Metropolis grid that is busy gossiping at the moment, or I think they were. Can't get it to move.
Mm,
Hello,
mm.
does broadcasting this screen stop it moving?
Oh
I ask,
goodness.
or is it something weirder? Um, okay, but Discord's very good because if you're up here at the very top, and this basically is just like Skype, and you can see who's online, who's kind of pending, and you can actually look at all your friends and stuff, and it's like your personal Skype. There's our James again. You can just go down the list and find the people you want to connect with, and you ring them just like Skype, and you add people into um, other groups. Um, these, however, are all servers. This one, for example, is our private server to do with broadcast logistics and things. This is the public one, the hypergroup one I just mentioned. This one is one that's run by OpenSimWorld.com. And this one's very convenient because OpenSimWorld has a bot that actually endlessly plugs events coming up here. You can't see the very latest ones because they're at the bottom of the screen below my broadcast frame. And there are plenty of other ones. New World Notes has one, Sciencebase have one, High Fidelity have an unofficial one, but it's pretty official, really, I think. Sansar have one. There's another open sim one called Open Sim Fans with about 3 people in it, and there's one called Open Simulator Community, which is very new. This again, I think they started Open Sim Virtual on MeWay, and they also thought they'd sign up here too, so doubling their money, so to speak. Um, what we got. And then we have a lot of OpenSim servers that have their own individual servers here. Our hypergrid one is meant to connect all the worlds together and be a big hub, but Nora Malone's one, for example, is her grid. OSL here is OpenSim Life Grid. This one's for Infinity Grid. And this one's for Islands, which isn't actually on the hypergrid. It uses the Halcyon engine, which is incompatible with the hypergrid. But it's the world that used to be called, I've forgotten already, with a Z. What did it? In Worlds, yes, with a Z. It's now Islands with a Z. So they're their own community too. And oddly enough, there's a group for the Halcyon Grid, which is, but obviously the devs and things like the OpenSim devs who aren't, are working on the Halcyon code rather than the OpenSim core code. This is Virtualverse. This is the old SL Universe forum site. They've now moved to Discord and they've renamed themselves Virtualverse because they're sort of designed. They hope to be covering a wider brief than just Second Life. This is Singer Girl and Bill Blight's site, which is 3D Web Worlds, where they'll talk about the web worlds, and you find people like Thinker Melville, Selby Evans active there too. And Second Life bloggers, feed loggers, that's quite good. There's another Second Life one here, which is horrendously pretty, too much in it. I'll probably get rid of it. And then we have all sorts of other platforms completely. Deep Thoughts is a VR platform. I say VR, but a virtual world type thing. Occupy White Walls, VR Chat, The Wave, Dive Reel, Altspace VR, and Live Closer. And then there's some very technical groups. Spatial OS is an underlying operating system used by Hello Games and various others to from Improbable in the UK here. Basically, it's a system to protocols underneath a virtual world. Black Dragon Viewer has a group, Machinima group here. The OBS community are here. Restream is here. And I'm not going to go down there. I think they're all just either sharing or Discord groups, various ones under the radar there. So yeah, you just had a nice little introduction to Discord there as
Yeah,
I
how
head
about
up
that?
head up back to my home.
A tour.
And yes, a nice little tour. And yep, so we look at all our friends here, and you've got a quickly at the glance. If any of your actual personal friends are on other servers, you can see what servers they're on uncommon. But technically speaking, this section is for private sort of calling. And yeah, if you open one of them, like we have James already, and I'm already on the call, um, somewhere or other. Yeah, oh, it's up here. It's yes, you can see it. You can add people into the voice call and pin it and all sorts of things that become visible when you click on enough things. Right, okay, James can now come back to my avatar. I'm fed up with broadcasting my screen. Anyway, folks, that was a bit of an experiment too, so we could actually sort of show you a bit more what we're talking about. It does mean we've actually gone on for about 15 minutes longer than normal. So, James, any comments or anything on what we've seen, done, not done, etc.?
No, but I enjoyed the preview of MeWe. I haven't taken a look at that, and just seeing that events part, that was pretty compelling. I'm going to dig in there and see a bit more of what they have.
Yeah. And oh, I'm on. Never mind, I'm on the wrong machine. Okay, well, I'm going to stop sharing now because that's probably interfering with our bandwidth. But we know that works, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now we'll be back on air in about 15 minutes, I hope, from our other stage in World Review, where we're going to be joined by Joyce Betancourt or Rhiannon Shaktamara, which is the real one, I forget. Anyway, hopefully she's going to be with us. So we'll be back with you then. But yeah, sorry, James. Any other comments? But
No. Yep.
you've enjoyed our little playfulness today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much. I like
Okay.
it. It's visually engaging to
Yeah.
see the images of what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm actually going to try. I'll have a look and see if I can set it up in a way that is a bit more like a sort of slideshow that
Mm-hmm.
can accompany me talking rather than the links. But we'll see how that goes. And We also have to experiment with Restream next week, hopefully, which is a system by which we will be broadcasting not only to YouTube, but simultaneously to anybody that wants us to broadcast our video.
Okay.
That, of course, begs an open question, but there we are. So that's it from this week. It's goodbye from him,
And goodbye from him.
and that makes two. Yes, we two are one, as the Eurythmics used to say. Yeah, that's a new ending. Okay, back same time, same place next week. Have a good week, everybody, and we're out of here. Bye for now.